All right, everybody. I was actually bored in
Ooh.
class today. I'm doing a certain class, so I made that little intro, just sitting there.
Just bopping out to it.
I was so bored, and I decided to add, since I knew Connor and Anthony was coming on, so I put us three alien creatures on there. Decided to put us on there. That's what you do when you're supposed to be paying attention to a class, which I was, but on the side you're like, man, this is so boring. So that's kind of work you do when you're in class.
Do your best work when you're in class.
All that. But guys, all right. Like always, I got some cryptids. Got some actually paranormal. That's did I? Here, I think I had. Oh, maybe he has to do. I think he's putting his new mic in.
He's hooking the mic up.
He's hooking the mic, and I got some paranormal activity caught on camera, and I want to show a UFO. One of the footages that they show at the conference that I want to get Anthony's opinion on it. Then I have a fleet of UFOs over Japan,
Nice.
and then I got a little fun video. A little fun video about a fight between the Bigfoot, the Yeti, the Kraken, and Godzilla. Yes, it does sound that crazy.
Godzilla wins.
But I'm saving that video for last because that's the fun video of the day, of the fight between these. Because you're asking yourself, well, who would win that fight? Well, you think Godzilla, you think a Kraken. Really? Do we know that? What if Bigfoot has superpowers? We don't know. But we'll start today with the cryptid. All right, like most of these cryptid names, I don't know who comes up with these names. Can't they write these out where it's like maybe like I don't know, maybe no more than 4 or 5 words? Sometimes they get these names like, God damn it, they got to make it hard. This one's called Manapingari, Gary, something like that. It's actually in the description. What's the name of this creature? But I mean, you'll learn it right here.
The MAPINGUARI, or MAPINGUARI, also known as the Ishnashi, is a legendary cryptid said to resemble an ape-like creature with red fur living in the Amazon rainforest of Brazil and Bolivia. The name is usually translated as the roaring animal or the fetid beast. According to native folklore, the creature has a series of unnatural characteristics related to other fantastic beings of Brazilian mythology. These include the creature having only one eye, long claws, caiman skin, backward feet, and a second mouth on its belly. In more recent LH eyewitnesses accounts, it has constantly been described as resembling either an ape or a giant ground sloth, having long arms, powerful claws that could tear apart palm trees, a sloping back, reaching heights of 7 feet when standing on its hind legs, and is covered in thick, matted fur. According to legend, it is slow but ferocious and very dangerous due to its ability to move without noise in the thick vegetation, surprising the unsuspecting locals. Accounts state that it gave off a putrid stench and emitted a frightening shriek, and that weapons such as arrows and bullets could not penetrate the Mapinguari's alligator-like hide. Its only known weakness is that it avoids bodies of water, which limits the movement in a region where so many rivers.
First of all, that creature looks like something out of Monster Inc. In a way. I mean, look at it. The mouth is where the stomach is.
Ugly.
One eye. I mean, it's literally something out of Monster Inc., but it's a real folklore story. Connor, I bet you know something about this. I have a
Yeah,
feeling.
it's pretty crazy because this is like the beast, ferocious type creature. But then there is a whole type of race of people that their heads are in their chest. And sometimes the legends definitely get crossed over. But this one is definitely the ferocious beast version one, not man-like at all. But it was interesting how it said he has caiman skin, so kind of like a reptilian. But then other ones said it was furry, so kind of like a Sasquatch. And yeah, you hit it right on the head or right in its Cyclops eye when you said Michael from, of course, Monsters Inc. But if you guys seen Real Monsters in the 90s, the main character who has his mouth as his chest, and he has his two arms up and it's holding the eyeballs. So again, I think that these executives in Hollywood that make the cartoons for us children and youth to, pretty much blueprint the rest of our lives, they, shed this into us just to give us a little bit of the truth. So yeah, it's pretty wild. But I haven't heard many stories over here in America. It's mostly just overseas and isolated islands, but I'm sure there's still huge population somewhere.
What did you think? Maybe there is. Maybe I'm wrong. What did you think? This is kind of a cool folklore creature to make a movie out of? I mean, grabbing somebody and sticking them in the shirt, and you wonder why, and then finding out it has a mouth.
Thing's vicious looking, man.
I mean, God, what would you think, Anthony, if you're walking in the woods, right, and you're seeing this big 7 foot? You're thinking Bigfoot, but then you only saw one eye, but the mouth is down there.
Dude, I would stop dead in my tracks, man. I would probably freeze if you seen something like that in the woods. You'd probably be able to get away from it because his feet are on backwards.
Well, it did say it's like a slog. It is slower, but it's probably like powerful, like strong. Like,
oh, if that thing ever got you, man, it'll mess you up. It'll ruin your day.
But hey, remember Jason Voorhees in the original Friday the 13th? That guy walked to all his people he killed, and somehow he ends up in front of them.
Yeah.
So even though they're slow, they'll get to you. But remember, if you're in the woods,
look at the claws on that thing too, man.
Remember, these things know they know their area, and a human who's walking this area don't know it as good as them. So even though they might be slower, they might know where all the shortcuts where you don't, because there's certain pathways you can only take in the mountains to get back to wherever you're at. It's not like there's all open field. So these things might be slower, but they might be fast enough to get to you.
It looks like they mutated a Bigfoot with a sloth, right?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
But now think about this. When we eat, you eat, it digests, and it goes out the other end. Now this thing, you're eating it where our food is digested. So I wonder if it eats you, does it like almost automatically like come out at the other end? Or does it?
I think he shits at the back of his head if he's eating through his stomach.
That's what I'm wondering. Why am I thinking that? I don't know.
It might be like Kim Jong-un, just works so hard that he doesn't even have to go to the bathroom. It just, goes away.
Just evaporates.
Yeah, so maybe this creature has figured out digestive systems,
Maybe.
We set ourselves back so far drinking cow milk.
That's right.
I saw JP Stone said, Connor, have you gone Bigfoot searching in South America? Is it something you ever plan on doing? Yes, I definitely plan on doing it. No, I haven't been out there yet. I've been to the Bahamas, Jamaica, Mexico. Not necessarily Bigfoot searching, but we were definitely looking for legends and ruins, like the Queen's Staircase in the Bahamas. A lot of cool paranormal locations, and more like little people and kind of like ghosts and spirits. But I definitely plan on going to Peru one day, and then trying to find as many pyramids in South America, and hopefully as many South American women as pyramids as well. So I'm just very excited for that.
If there was a way, we all would be at all these places.
Oh, 100%.
If there was a way, we would, I've been to Canada, Mexico, man. I've been in Denmark, but, I would love to go to South America and check out some of their stuff. Now, this next one is a cryptid that everybody knows. This is no secret. But since there was going to be a fight today between the Bigfoots and the Yetis and all that, this story is about the Kraken. And of course, our hockey team,
the Kraken.
Our hockey team in Seattle first season is called the Kraken, which I think is a cool name. So actually, technically, the video is called what if the Kraken was real? And I always tell people, even if you don't believe in it, sit back and tell yourself, okay, what if it is real? What would it be like? See, that's why that's kind of an image that I look at things where I might not even believe in a certain something, but what if it was real? If you take that point of view, you'll have more fun looking at certain videos, certain this, certain that. So this is what is if the Kraken's real?
Kraken is a giant monster squid from Jules Verne's iconic book, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It also has its roots in fishermen's tales from Norway and Greenland. The scary thing about the Kraken is you can't see it coming. It waits under your boat in the dark water. Legend has it that if you start catching too many fish, you should row away for your life because the Kraken might be under your boat, scaring the fish so they swim up to the surface. As far as we know, the Kraken is just a legend. But let's imagine for a second that it wasn't. Today, Life's Biggest Questions asks, what if the Kraken was real? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know in those comments below a question you have always wanted to know the answer to. The first report of a Kraken came from an account written in 1180 by King Sverre of Norway. Then in the 1850s, a large squid beak washed up on the shores of Denmark. When a Danish naturalist, Jaap Steenstrup, examined it, he announced that the Kraken was real. The beak belonged to a giant squid, and he called it Architeuthis dux. This is when scientists really began to dig deeper into the legend of the Kraken. Could it be based on truth, or was it really just a fisherman's tale? It is believed that during the dinosaur era, squids may have been 30 meters long. Perhaps one of these specimens somehow survived when the dinosaurs did not, and kept breeding. According to fishermen who claim to have seen the Kraken, it was the size of a number of small islands, and its back alone seemed to be the length of 1.5 miles. Because of its size, when the Kraken descends back into the depths after sitting on the surface of the water for a time, the motion of its sinking causes a swell in the sea that pulls everything in the vicinity down into the depths with it. Giant squids have long tentacles that they use to grab their prey. Each one of these tentacles is covered in suction cups lined with teeth. If you get snatched by these tentacles, you won't be able to free yourself. Once it has you in its grasp, a giant squid takes small, delicate bites. So needless to say, it would definitely suck to be eaten by a Kraken. So for starters, if the Kraken was real, imagine what that would mean for sea travel. Sea travel was the main way to get around until very recently, especially for the Vikings. If there really was a giant squid, Nordic people may never have invaded much of the world. The entire history of the Vikings might not have occurred. If the Kraken was anything more than a sailor's legend, it is unlikely any of the Americas would have been discovered until aircraft were invented. Let's be honest, if there really was a giant bloodthirsty squid swimming around, there would be mass public hysteria surrounding it. There would no doubt be attempts to track it down and kill it. History would be filled with tales about epic battles between sea monsters and brave sailors. But just because there would be attempts to track the Kraken down, that doesn't mean those attempts would be successful. Cephalopods like squids and octopus are known to be the most intelligent creatures in the ocean. What's more is, they hang out in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean. If a Kraken wanted to escape, all it would have to do is dive down to where mere humans couldn't reach it. Fast forward to the modern era where there are submarines, and world governments would want to track down the giant creature and destroy it with deep-sea missiles. On the other hand, there would also be environmental activists and scientists who would be against this. The Kraken is an ancient, rare creature after all. Studying it would be of utmost importance. How could its species have survived until the modern age? Since the discovery of the giant squid beak in the late 1850s, 21 species of giant squid have been discovered. It is thought that some of these squids could reach 50 feet in length, including their tentacles. But interestingly, none of the discoveries were rooted in an actual sighting of one of these great animals, only a piece of them that washed up on shore. The truth is, no one really knows how big giant squids can grow, and they don't really leave the deep ocean. They spend much of their time 400 to 1,000 meters below, and we've only explored about 5% of the ocean. Who knows, maybe the Kraken really does exist, and it's lurking in the depths somewhere. What do you think would happen if the Kraken turned out to be real? Let us know in those comments below. For now,
okay. Now, real or not real, of course, that's the question of all questions. You know, is it real? Now, if it is real, first of all, we don't know how if this real. Maybe it's sleeping. Maybe it's waiting, I don't know, 200 years. Or what about all the missing ships that just disappeared? I know we got the Bermuda Triangle. Things had just disappeared and gone. Well, if they're missing, how do we know it wasn't taken by the Kraken? I'm serious. Maybe the Kraken is so smart, like a Bigfoot out in the woods and stuff. It knows how to not be seen, because there are missing ships all the time with no trace. They're gone.
And we see huge whales come up with lash marks from giant squid on them all the time. So
Yeah.
I think the largest squid that was captured was like 43 feet on record. So, and that's captured. So I mean, there's probably one down there double that size that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I definitely think it's interesting. I love how the tale said that they were a mile long in ancient days.
Imagine?
That's my language. That's some mud fossil stuff. It's like, man, are some of these islands just ancient rock from bone of these squid or kraken or other ancient serpent type creatures?
It's a cephalopod. It has no bones, so that thing can stretch out and expand. God knows how big.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And going through the labyrinths of Earth or the subterranean chambers, and I always say it now, you know, they can squeeze through little holes, and the males, they will just keep growing if they don't reproduce. So I think it's definitely a possibility. The Lake Erie monster, it looks like a kraken. Then the Seattle kraken, I think the NHL is trying to give us a little thing, and it's on ice, Antarctica. Connect the dots, people. What shape is the puck? Oh, the same shape as Earth. Oh man.
And we haven't seen a good Kraken movie in a lot. I don't think there really has been a great Kraken movie. Like
Pirates of the Caribbean had the Kraken in it.
They had the Kraken, but I mean, like kind of like Jaws,
like a movie based on it. Yeah,
a whole movie based on the Kraken.
That'd be cool.
I mean, actually, I don't know if anybody knows, they're going to re-release Jaws back in the IMAX theaters in 3D.
I've seen that.
In 3D. And that'd be interesting because, first of all, you never really see the shark. So do I even care if it's 3D or not? What's going to be 3D if you don't really see the shark until the end? But I don't know.
Yeah, when he eats Quint.
It'll be cool, though. You know, that's a legendary movie to see it on the big screen. Again, that'll be legendary.
When we were kids, Jaws would come on TV, man. All my friends would pile in the house. We would watch it no matter when it was on. We loved that movie as kids. Great movie.
The best.
And then you get a chance to see it back on the IMAX screen. That would be cool. But what would happen if you actually catch a paranormal on camera? Well, we're going to find out. Oh yeah, Don and Show, you are right. Clash of Titans had a Kraken in it, but that one, I'm talking about a movie purely
solely on the Kraken.
Yeah, like Jaws, like the Kraken. A bunch of men trying to go out to kill the Kraken or a woman. I'm not gonna be sexist. Jason Statham again.
Isn't Hunter Biden making a movie, The Kraken? Oh no, that's the Crackhead. I'm sorry, my fault.
That's a good one. It starts off with him in that isolation chamber, and you're like, man, this guy's deep. And then he pulls out the glass pipe.
Release the Kraken, and then the Kraken comes running out.
All right, people. Now I'm not here to tell you if these footages are real or not. That's up to you. I can't tell you where these videos come from, if they're fake or real. Most likely, 80% of videos, unfortunately, on YouTube, social media are fake. But hey, you never know. So this is actually called Simple Paranormal Activity Ghost in a hospital, caught on camera in a hospital. The cart starts to move right there. The guy's drinking some water. Now, I'm not here to say that's real, but I'm going to tell you something. But that guy's reaction is probably 90% of people that would be walking and this thing just starts to move, because while you're there, you would just probably not run. A lot of people won't run, turn around, and walk away. So I can't say if it's real or not, but that guy's reaction would be a real reaction from a person.
Agreed. Yeah, it looked real, or else he's a really good actor and they had multiple cuts, but he acted very natural. And this is the same building, just two different incidents, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Watch, because I like his reaction. He's like looking at it like, okay, I'm turning around. Fuck this. Watch. Okay, done drinking his water. I'm gone.
See ya.
I'm gone. Yeah, it's like, screw it. I'm not gonna mess with it. That would be a real reaction from a person. Like, okay, I'm out of here. Fuck
and
this.
no wind from what I could see. I don't see no leaves or tree branches moving on either one of the shots. So.
You know, like I said, we don't know where it technically came from, so it's hard to know. But if it is, I'm just saying that's a pretty good actor, because it was natural what a regular person. Not everybody, you know, if it was a movie, that person would start running, screaming. Person's like, fuck this.
I agree.
Yeah, it's either, you know, a well-made, put-together video by some kind of, you know, hoaxer or whatever, or it's, you know, released by the hospital and it's real. We probably can't come up with the answer just with this information, but someone who can find the actual sources of the video, where it first came out, you know, I think we could get a clue of it. But both the how it moves, the movement is kind of natural, and the way it bounces over in the first one and rolls over, it was not in no hurry to do anything. Like I said, it's either well-made hoax or something just authentic.
And if it is well-made, hey guys, it looks better than some of the shit that I see in these movies as it is now.
Oh yeah,
with the budget. That has a budget.
Yeah, right.
Now this next one is another Canon camera. It's a ghost Canon camera in an abandoned house. So here's an abandoned house. So 2016, they were filming in an abandoned house. As I walked up in an old set of stairs, I captured something on camera. So when this person walks up, you'll see something that go by, and then they actually slow motion it. So it's pretty cool. Now, of course, if this was Ghost Adventures, they would have told you they feel something strange. Something is off. It's not here. It's when they start going up the stairs.
They're going to go up that staircase that was all shot like that?
I know, right? You get what you deserve in a way, because you saw a hole in the ground.
Yeah, I know.
And all that. So you'll see it when they walk up. Here we go. I decided to head up the old staircase toward the upstairs. Realizing the stairs are very unsteady, I decided to head back down and use the back stairs instead. This is what happened. Right there. And he's going to show it again. I think he shows it again. Let's see. One more
didn't
time.
even notice it.
Okay, he does one more time.
That shows you to always review your footage, you know?
Yep. And the thing is, why now there's nothing scary about this footage at all, but sometimes, ghost is not always a full figure. Sometimes it is like a flash, but when you look at it, I mean, it does look weird. I mean, just look at it right there. I mean, it's real quick.
Debris, right? Look like dust flying by or something, or debris falling from the ceiling is what I initially thought.
Yeah, or a light coming in at a weird angle, but it could be a spirit walking past too. I'm just trying to think of what it possibly could be.
Hands, whatever that.
Like slow motion. I'm trying to pause it right on it.
Definitely comes by. Doesn't come.
And it
down.
looks like it has some kind of structure. Like it could be like a little kid running down the step.
Yeah. And it almost does when you look at it. It almost felt like a dog shape structure, like going across. I know it's not a dog, but
It could be.
But
whatever it was, it had form to it as it went by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not all ghost spots are going to be a full body. I mean, it's not enough energy, or
that's the money shot if you get that.
Yes, that's a money shot, exactly. That's more like that's kind of a bigger orb what you saw there, just but more of a shape. So, like I said,
yeah,
it could be a light flash, like you said, some kind of a dust way, the way the camera caught it. But like Connor said below, what it teaches you is always look at your footage afterwards.
Oh, without a doubt. You know how much footage you probably had to go through to find that? Right. Checking back all the footage.
That's a good thing we have, a bunch of eyes in the community looking as well. Because us three will only see what we see, Other people see what they see. And that's
always good
what
to have
the big
fresh
picture
eyes.
is all about.
Agreed.
I'm sure you've gotten a lot of UFOs, that you didn't even were able to catch.
Oh, people tell me all the time, like you only see 2 because I'm counting 6. I get that all the time. I'm like, oh, where do you see something? Yeah, it's always good to have fresh eyes.
Yeah,
it's true.
All right, guys, it's time to start looking up. Now, this is supposedly some footage from the UAP Videos Shown During the 2022 UFO hearing. All right. Now, I never really looked at this type of footage. This is not the black one that flies across real quick. That one. But I wanted to get Anthony's, like, what's so special about this one? So let me see. So apparently this was shown, and here I'm guessing, it says they looked at it at the UAP on that one. I'm like, now this one,
you want to know what you're looking at?
Yeah, I know that's the triangle, but since they show that at the UAP, is that anything good to even care about?
Listen, Anthony? This one you're looking at right here that looks like a triangle is an out of focus airplane. That's what this is. Okay. Mick West already debunked this. So what Jeremy Corbell did was he put the system out of focus, and it's just a regular airplane, but one that's unmanned. They're unmanned aerial vehicles out of focus.
But now,
not only that, you can tell that they have the FAA strobe light on there. You could tell the pattern is an FAA regulated strobing pattern.
Oh, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. If it's that simple, and that it is a plane, why would the conference waste their time on that one? I mean, why would they?
They also showed the video you showed before this, right? Was also a plane passing a balloon. the plane is going, 600-700 miles an hour, and it's passing a balloon in the sky. I know somebody that zoomed in onto that object so well, you actually saw the string from the balloon hanging on it. I'm just being dead honest with you. And if you want to talk about Congress, what they showed, they couldn't even operate the computer system to pause it on time when they needed to. It was an embarrassment what they showed.
Okay. That's why I wanted to show it to you. I'm like,
but I mean, to each his own. I mean, I've done countless hours of research on this, so I'm only want to be blatantly honest with you. I don't want to blow no smoke up anybody's ass.
no, that's why I'm asking you. I mean, I
These
just saw this.
unmanned aerial vehicles, aka the drone swarm, but they're just out of focus aircraft. Could be ours, could be somebody else's, who knows? But they're definitely not. You could call them UFO because they're unidentified. We don't know whose they were, but they're not alien.
Let me ask you this, because now this might get a little bit more into conspiracy here. You think they knew exactly what they had? They knew this one was not real at all, but they're kind of trying to, in a way, like, look, people are stupid to think that some of this stuff is UFOs. I'm just saying, because like you said, it sounded simple. It sounded like a simple.
Nothing against Jeremy Corbell and his work and none of that. However, you notice now that, Fox and Channel 7 and all these big major networks, he's the new go-to guy for ufology, along with Elizondo and George Knapp again. And that's the trio that we all see on TV, right? So every time he comes up with something that he says the military gave him and Fox runs with it, everybody else follows suit because a major network follows.
Who's that guy's name that has that beard that seems like he's on every channel now?
Yeah, that's Jeremy Corbell. This footage is his. But
it's like he's on, like, you're right, he's on like every single channel. And it's
right.
I'm like, am I supposed to believe this guy?
They also mentioned his name in the congressional hearings because it's his footage that they're showing. Now, I know people, including myself, that had awesome footage that would have blown this away for evidence. I can count 8 people that could have blown that footage away, that Congress could have really said, holy shit, this is holy shit footage. Let's get into this. But I was very upset with that. It was planned. It was all to give the public a taste of something cool to see visually. They really upset us with that. It was a joke.
I agree with you. I think the whole
nothing against what you showed, but unfortunately, it's just fucked up.
The only thing I'll take out of it is if that was the thing that inspired some young kid to look into this stuff.
Research, absolutely. That's the best thing that came out of it, Eric.
It's like when people put down movies. It's like, don't put down movies because Star Wars and stuff inspired me to look in the skies.
What upsets me that Congress used footage like that, what hurts us in the community, UFO communities, you showed footage that wasn't legitimate, and you got the whole world talking about it now. When they find out it's not legitimate, because the rest of the world's not going to go digging into it, but the UFO community did.
They know that guy.
When they find out that it's bullshit, people are going to be like, well, they showed us bullshit once, so why should we believe them again?
Well, they have their actor. They have their guy, right?
That's exactly it. They have their showpiece.
It kind of helps supports him, so he can kind of support them in a way. So
that whole thing's falling apart now, Eric. Like, we just found out Lou Elizondo had nothing to do with the Pentagon programs. Nothing. He was director of nothing. That was all bullshit. All bullshit. It's sad, man.
I always say the real UFOs are going to come from people like yourself. They're going to
come from everyday, regular people. Somebody's going to be out walking a dog. Somebody's going to be out walking a dog, and they're going to catch something awesome on their iPhone. Now, this footage is the golden ticket.
Now, this footage is not from the UAP. This is from Real UFO channel that I like his stuff. And this is apparently this is a group of flying fleet of UFOs over Nagasaki, Japan. So this was hold on, let me go back. It says this UFO sighting was filmed October 11, 2020.
Nagasaki.
こりゃ。なにこれ。7がいた。どこ行った？
I think what's neat, and I definitely want to hear Anthony's opinion on this, is not that there's like 4 or 5 of those dots. If it was just one, you know, to me a simple normal UFO spot, but that one actually has 4 or 5.
何?
Then of course I like when the Real UFO channel, when he does that color thing. Here, let me see.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where's right here? So you can
This
see
is great.
all those
This is
dots.
dynamite footage, man. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't think those are balloons, because the way they're alternating around each other, they're staying in uniform positions as they're turning. You know, if they were balloons, they would be going in all different directions in the wind. They all stay in like a group formation as they alternate around each other. That's cool. Those orbs, like you just see now, are pretty much what I film at night myself.
Yeah.
But this is in daytime. That's a great catch right there.
Now, Connor, if you saw this I don't know if this is your first time seeing this actual footage, but if it is, what do you think?
Yes, my first time seeing this one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is a great piece of footage, man. I like this a lot.
So, Connor, what do you think of it?
I'm definitely with the orbs type vibe that Anthony said.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like they're more energy beings than hard spaceships, you know? So it's really cool seeing them formate in the sky. What are they mapping out? Where are they actually over there in Japan? You know, is there mounds or is there nuclear plants? Where were the nuclear plants placed? You know, the old world, the ley lines, the pressure point of the creator.
Man, Connor, you living inside my headspace, man. I was thinking the same thing, bro.
I love it. Hey, we saw it, man. It just inspires us. The sky speaks.
That's
and I'm
right,
ready
brother.
for somebody to say, "Oh, those are all satellites at the same time." You can see all of them.
No way.
It's like you get lucky if you see one satellite.
Not in the daytime. You're not going to see them like that, Eric. There's no way.
No.
This is a good.
What's up, Frogman? Frogman is in the chat right now. He's actually moving here to town, and I saw him just a couple days ago. Him and his wife were scouting locations, and it's just so magical that it just times up that I'm working, and he stops by, and the next time he comes by, we're going to stop by the caverns, and he actually linked up with Donnie Miller. And speaking of Donnie, Frogman and Donnie Miller linked up, and I'm just so excited for our future expeditions. But Donnie Cho is always knocking it out of the park as well.
Donnie Cho's on the money there. Nagasaki and Hiroshima had nuclear bombs dropped on them, and I wonder if that's in the general vicinity.
Yeah, I definitely think it's connected.
I didn't think about that part. That's interesting.
Because nobody else thinks about when they drop a nuclear bomb. Never mind the damage and devastation that happened here on Earth. The force from that, you don't know what it does to parallel dimensions attached to us. You know, there's got to be damage that leaks out into parallel dimensions as well.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's have some fun here. So, guys, in a pretend world, if there was a fight, everybody in the chat, if there's a fight between a Yeti, a Bigfoot, a Kraken, and Godzilla, who do you think would win? So, everybody in the chat who's here that could type in. You think Godzilla would win? The Kraken? A Bigfoot and Yeti? I want to know what you guys think. And now some of you might, Eric, why you put a Bigfoot and Yeti? Well, actually, the Bigfoot and Yeti is in the video. I'm going to show you guys. So that's why a Yeti and a Bigfoot are both here. But who would win that fight? All right, Godzilla, the crackhead.
The crackhead would win. That's right.
Monster. Yeah, lately I've been seeing Monster Radio on some channels, man, doing some kick-ass interviews. You know, I saw them. They're on Chad Smith last week, but
that's right.
But Monster Radio, let's be honest here. Until you come on this show, have you really been on other shows? I'm just joking.
Some big news just came out about Ryan's better half, Ash. She is actually going to be the MC of the Frogman Festival
That's awesome.
next March right by
Congratulations.
Loveland.
That's
so
awesome,
that
man.
is super,
That's
super
awesome.
rad.
Killer.
They
That's
couldn't
killer.
have chose a better person. Hopefully I'll be out there too. So hopefully we're all linking up.
Yeah.
March for the Frogman Festival.
We gotta
Sound like
we gotta
planning.
get those two. We gotta get those two on this channel. I think that'd
Definitely.
be fun. All right, here we go, guys. This is a fun video from a cool little channel that's called Whoosh XD. And I'll put a link to this video because this guy, that's mostly all his videos is this kind of a setup. It's kind of cool. I think it's cute. Most people might not think so. I don't give a shit. Here we go. That's it. That's the video. I love. Hey, I don't know about you guys. I love shit like this.
Mhm.
I love shit like this. And here, let me go to
Like
his channel.
claymation.
I love it. I love it. And you go to his channel, right? It's called Wushu XD, and he's got Bigfoot versus Yeti, Jurassic Dominion. I love this shit.
Yeah, he does it with little figurines.
Yeah.
And then just puts backgrounds. Dude, that's pretty genius. It tells a story, and he's doing it on his kitchen table. Yeah, just frame by frame.
I know. I'm sorry. I get a kick out of it, and sometimes I wonder, 38 views? Are you serious? Like this guy deserves more and more thumbs up because this is creative stuff. This is fun stuff. Just having fun. But I guess in his cartoon, his little thing, I guess Godzilla won that fight.
Yeah.
But in real life, that probably would be a good fight versus. Now, I would think in reality that the Kraken and Godzilla would beat up Bigfoot and Yeti. But but that's not knowing if the Bigfoot and Yeti have special powers. We don't know. They might have the strength of a Captain America or something, or like stronger than the Hulk. All we know with Bigfoot. But what we do know is I would think the Kraken would kick the ass out of Bigfoot and Yeti, but the Kraken versus Godzilla. Now Godzilla has the laser, the fire, or whatever movie he's in that thing, but the Kraken's so huge. Would that even affect the Kraken? I don't know if Godzilla would beat the Kraken that fast. Because what if the Kraken does grab Actually, Connor, I can't remember. Can Godzilla survive underwater without air for a long period of time?
Well, he swims in multiple of the
He can
movies.
swim.
Yeah, he swims. I think he does need air once in a while, but the Kraken, if he did get his hands on him, I think he would take him down in the deep depths where the pressure would take care of him. But
technically, we almost saw Gachi fight Bigfoot type creature. He was supposed to battle the Granonsis at one point, but it was canceled. Ooh, almost. The Kraken had a RED beak common.
A bird beak.
Bird beak. Okay. Okay. Really interesting. What if fight? Like if we could put those two to fight each other, I think that'd be a good fight. I don't want to guarantee that Godzilla would win. I would put my money with Godzilla because somehow Godzilla always finds a way to win.
God.
Like
Godzilla foot.
Come on, in the Godzilla versus King Kong, Godzilla kicked the shit out of King Kong. Wasn't for the backpack to jumpstart his heart. King Kong got his ass kicked.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, they kickstarted his heart. They played a little Motley Crue, put a little Dr. Feelgood in King Kong, so he got back up, and then they teamed up and they defeated everybody else.
I would like to see the Yeti and the Bigfoot work together. They could like launch each other, and they're small and fast compared to, of course, these Titans.
I wanted to ask you, Connor. This is why I wanted you especially here. Now, a Yeti and a Bigfoot did two different parts of the country, of the world, that they're supposed to be from. But what you've learned, is there a real difference between the two beyond the coloring? Or are they really just basically the same? It's just one's from another country versus America. So you tell us the difference between a Yeti and a Bigfoot, if there is a difference.
They are very close, similar creatures, of course, cousins, brothers, sisters. But the most famous tracks, of course, say Patty, the Bluff Creek pictures. There's tons of casts. One is right behind me right here. That is 5-toed, and it's very big. The famous Yeti ones from the Himalaya Mountains are 4 toes, very wide foot. So you get a wider base, and they are a little shorter and usually have white fur, of course, white, gray, I guess light black, something to blend in with their surroundings. But very, very similar creatures DNA-wise. But again, yeah, I would love to see both of them work together because you have the tall, slender, Patty, American Sasquatch, and then you have the strong Yeti that, I don't know, I see him being the base and just being able to toss Patty around. And it'd be fun to just to see him climb up the squid Kraken type creature because they'd find a way. So
the Yeti lives up in the Himalayas, so it's high altitude, extreme cold weather conditions too.
Yep.
Bigfoot's down in the forest.
So grab Bigfoot, take him up to the mountains, and you're really on Yeti's
Probably
feet.
choke him out. Probably lose oxygen because the Yeti probably uses less oxygen because it's used to living at higher altitude.
Oh, wouldn't that be a kick-ass movie, right? A Bigfoot.
That would be a kick-ass movie.
Bigfoot is tired of people. So the Bigfoot goes around the world and grabs the dog man, grabs the Yeti, kind of like becoming its own gangster group, having a special Bigfoot from different parts of the world that has different abilities, and to go take revenge on mankind.
That would be pretty sick.
I think
like
that could
the
be a
idea.
kick-ass movie. We'll put hats and all the Bigfoots, like kind of like the Quentin Tarantino, Pulp Fiction kind of look, the Reservoir Dogs, the Reservoir.
Give my Bigfoot a leather jacket and a hat and a gold chain, huh?
You got Orang Pendek, who is like 4 feet tall. Then the Vietnam rock apes, who are like 4 feet, 5 feet tall. All the different type of Bigfoot type creatures. That would be honestly really fun. If we can't get it live action, cartoon.
Kind of like Ocean 11, right? Ocean 11 getting this group together, right? And the Bigfoot going to Florida, getting the skunk ape to join their group.
I like this.
Going to Canada, getting the Bigfoot from Canada. Maybe they're bigger or something over there. I don't know. Hey, why not, right? Why not? I could dream, right? They got the special effects now, the CGI to do it.
Let's do it. Zillafoot 2. I'll make sure to leave some foreshadowing to open that up for the next kaiju film. Can't wait.
But beyond that, let me give everybody, if you guys care for an update, if there is an update, well, the update for episode 4 is the graphics part actually has, what is the date today? The 25th or 23rd. So basically
23rd.
4 more days, I should get the first look of what the graphics look like. And what's kind of cool is the 28th is actually Connor's birthday. So the cartoon graphics comes out the day before his birthday. Then of course, once the final approval, like, okay, everything looks good on it. Nothing needs to be changed. Nothing's weird, and then, the weekend we'll start, getting the voices together and all that. That's always the hardest part is because in the 4th one there is a lot of voices again, kind of like the 2nd one. So there's a lot of different people that needs to come back. Some new people needs to come in. So getting everybody together, that's always the fun challenge of it all. But it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And like I said, it's a different area. It's not on the moon. It's not in the jungle. Okay, hold on. There might be couple scenes in the jungle, but there's a reason why. But then they're disappearing off to a whole new area. So a whole new area. So that'll be coming real soon. So beyond that, what do you guys got coming up? I know Anthony's has a show tomorrow. So tell us about what's going to be on your show tomorrow. What's your topic for tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to talk about dreams, consciousness, and the reality linked between dreams and consciousness. Like dreams that feel real and what they mean. It's going to be cool. Crowley, you're a legend, buddy.
Mr. Crowley.
Let me pull up. Let me get that video link here. I think I found it. Let me just share the screen, get that up. So I'll put that link in there. It's right here.
There we are.
What dreams are, and I'm going to put that link in there so you guys get it ready for tomorrow. Because Dream Talk is always awesome. You know, I love it when Connor and I
had an insane dream the other night that it just brought everything together for me, man. What's going on out in the field with my work? Everything that happened in my dream it was like so real and it made so much sense. It clicked. You'll find out tomorrow. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, that is always awesome because there's so much to learn about dreams. Nobody has
real.
There's no pamphlet to say exactly what the dreams are. What they're telling us is, or are other beings using our energy thoughts into the dreams. I mean, we don't know. There's so much that we don't know. So these shows are always fun. And then Connor, what do you got coming up?
I have a interview in like an hour and 20 minutes with Inquirers of Our Reality. It's a podcast, and they reached out to me on Instagram like a month ago, and they messaged me early this morning. And they're like, "We still on for tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm excited though because it's really cool to do interviews with people kind of outside the community because a lot of these people have know who I am at least, so they don't. I don't know. I like being asked like where I came from, and I like going back and talking about like stories from Ohio and stuff. So when I get those fresh interviews, I get to just talk about like my whole journey rather than just like one topic. Like it's cool, but I love talking about just Florida as well too. So it's cool doing different types of interviews. But I'm just super excited. And then this weekend might be going to New Orleans. But if I could talk Jack or Mitch to make like a short film, a horror film this weekend, maybe for my like birthday present or something, then I'll stay in town. But either I'm gonna go to the movies this like Thursday, The Invitation. I'm super excited for that. It's a really scary movie coming out where the girl gets invited to this exotic wedding through her family, and then she gets to see that she's actually the chosen bride, and she has to escape. And it's like crazy.
I've seen the previews.
Super pumped for that. But yeah, if I go to New Orleans, I took a lot of pictures last time I went to New Orleans, and now I'm gonna go all back to the same places and more, of course, and do video. And then I'm gonna go to the Honey Island Swamp, and I'll probably end up camping there because I'm not going to do a hotel or a casino or anything like overnight.
You should visit the old cemeteries while you're out there, Connor.
Oh, 100%. It's 1,000,000% that I'm going to be seeing Marie Laveau's grave and Nicolas Cage. He has a grave site set up right next to it. It's a giant pyramid because his wife was going to take everything of his. So he got $1 million grave. So that way, at least he always has that to fall back on. So yeah, man, I love New Orleans. I've been there like four or five times now, and you find new things every single time. And like I've seen so many recent videos on TikTok of like places I had to walk right past, and I'm like, I didn't know the history because there's so much. There's one really cool Dogman story that it escaped from a shipping container at the New Orleans port. So that's gonna be my first stop before I get into like the French Quarter. I'm gonna do the port, and then there's a whole movie about sharks being in the Mississippi River and the steamboats that are right there in New Orleans get attacked. I even before I step in the city, I'm going to be busy. I'm just super pumped. But even if I don't go, I'm going to get one of these goofballs to make a movie.
God, Connor's always doing something. I mean, that's exciting. And then tomorrow,
try to come see us tomorrow afternoon. We're so close to we need another 5,000 views, and we hit 500,000 views. So we're gonna have a big party. So if everybody could just come join us for a few minutes tomorrow, or on 12 noon Eastern, we'd really appreciate it.
And then I'm probably gonna set something up to do another show like this again tomorrow, same time, 4:15 this week, because my schedule is all weird this week. But beyond that, I'm gonna end the show with what I was so bored watching classes today, so I did this stupid little intro for fun because I was so bored. But beyond that, guys, we'll see you next time on the Paranormal Highway.